Hi everybody, my name is Boss Mode Billy. I like to make gaming content as well as other videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you love Roblox as much as I do. I'm going to do more gameplay videos and walkthrough tutorials in the future, so make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Welcome back to Obby, but you're on a bike. This is World 48 Gamers. Are you a part of the Boss Mode Nation? Let me know in the comments below if you are Boss Mode. Let's get into it, gamers. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that's really important to understand, especially if we're trying to achieve our goals or pursue our passions. When we doubt our abilities, it limits our potential and creates self-imposed obstacles. We've all been there. We set out to try something new, whether it's a creative project, a business venture, or even just taking on a new challenge at work, and then suddenly we start to feel unsure of ourselves. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? These kinds of thoughts can be really debilitating, and before we know it, we're talking ourselves out of even trying. But here's the thing, when we doubt our abilities, we're not just holding ourselves back from achieving our goals, we're also missing out on a ton of growth and learning opportunities. Think about it. Every time you try something new, you have the chance to learn something new about yourself and the world around you. And if you don't take that chance because you're too afraid of failing, then you'll never know what could have been. It's like letting fear hold you back from exploring a whole new part of yourself. So why do we doubt ourselves so much? Where does this self-doubt come from? For many of us, it stems from past experiences or negative feedback that we've received. Maybe someone told us we weren't good enough at something, or maybe we had a bad experience and it left us feeling uncertain about our abilities. But here's the thing, these events don't define us today. Just because something happened to us in the past doesn't mean it has to shape our entire future. Think about it. If someone told you that you weren't good enough at a particular skill when you were a kid, does that still have to be true for you now? Of course not. You've grown and learned so much since then. You developed new skills, gained new experiences, and become a stronger and more capable person. But if we let those past doubts hold us back, it's like letting someone else define our potential and dictate what we can achieve. We need to break free from that kind of thinking and start seeing ourselves in a new light. When we focus on the negative feedback or past experiences that have held us back, we're not giving ourselves room to grow and learn. We're stuck in the past, replaying the same doubts and fears over and over again. But what if instead we started focusing on our strengths? What if we celebrated our successes and acknowledged all the times we've pushed through challenges and come out on top? That's how we start building confidence and developing a more positive self-image. So how do we break free from the cycle of self-doubt? Well, first things first, we need to acknowledge that it's present. We can't just ignore the voice in our head telling us we're not good enough or that we'll never succeed. Acknowledging its presence is the first step towards taking control of it. It means recognizing when we're caught up in negative self-talk and making a conscious decision to shift our focus. But acknowledging self-doubt isn't just about being aware of it, it's also about taking responsibility for our thoughts. When we say things like, "I'll never be able to do this," or "I'm not smart enough," we're essentially giving ourselves permission to believe those lies. We need to start holding ourselves accountable for the way we think, and that means making a conscious effort to challenge negative self-talk whenever it arises. This is where mindfulness comes in, being present in the moment and paying attention to our thoughts without judgment. When we catch ourselves thinking a negative thought, we can say to ourselves, I'm having that thought again. And then we can choose to let it go or replace it with a more positive one. This takes practice, but it's so worth it because when we take responsibility for our thoughts, we start to realize that we have the power to change them. Think about it. If you had a friend who was constantly telling you how terrible you were at something, would you believe them? Probably not. But somehow, when it comes to ourselves, we let those same negative voices dictate our self-worth. It's time to take back control and start treating ourselves with the kindness and compassion that we'd offer to a friend. When we are able to acknowledge our self-doubt and take responsibility for our thoughts, it's like having a key to unlock a whole new level of awareness. We start to see patterns in our thinking that we may not have noticed before, like how often we put ourselves down or doubt our abilities. And with this newfound self-awareness comes the power to challenge those negative patterns and replace them with more positive ones. One way to do this is by using affirmations. Now, I know what you might be thinking, I'm not good at affirmations or they don't really work. But hear me out. Affirmations aren't just about repeating some cheesy phrase over and over again until it sounds like a broken record. They're about actively choosing to focus on positive aspects of ourselves and our abilities, even when it feels unnatural. Think about it: if you were trying to build a muscle through exercise, you wouldn't just rest there and expect the muscle to grow on its own. You need to put in effort and make conscious choices about how you're using your body. It's the same with our minds. When we use affirmations, we're exercising our brain's ability to focus on the positive, and that can lead to some amazing breakthroughs. So what does this look like in practice? Well, it might mean setting aside a few minutes each day to repeat affirmations out loud, something like "I'm capable and confident," or "I trust myself to make good decisions." It could also mean writing them down in a journal, so you can reflect on your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. The key is to be intentional about it and to make it a habit that sticks. The more we practice self-awareness and challenge our negative patterns with positive affirmations, the more we start to see ourselves in a new light. We become more confident, more capable, and more resilient in the face of challenges. And that's when the real magic happens, because when we believe in ourselves, we're unstoppable. One of the biggest benefits of believing in ourselves is that it gives us the confidence to take risks and step outside our comfort zones. When we trust in our abilities and know that we're capable of handling whatever comes our way, we start to feel more comfortable with uncertainty. We realize that we don't have to be perfect, and that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. Think about it: when was the last time you took a risk on something because you were afraid of failing? Maybe it was applying for a new job, or pursuing a creative project, or even just asking someone out on a date. Whatever it was, I'm willing to bet that you let fear hold you back from taking the leap. But what if instead you had believed in yourself and your abilities? What if you had trusted that you were capable of handling whatever came next? When we believe in ourselves, we start to see opportunities as chances to learn and grow, rather than threats to our ego or reputation. We become more minded and willing to take on new challenges, even if they scare us a little bit. And that's when the real magic happens, because it's only by stepping outside our comfort zones that we can discover new strengths, talents, and abilities. Of course, this doesn't mean that taking risks is always easy or comfortable. There will still be times when you feel anxious or uncertain about what's ahead. But with a strong sense of self-belief, you'll have the confidence to push through those feelings and trust that you'll come out on top. And even if things don't go exactly as planned, you'll know that you've grown and learned something valuable along the way. So what does this look like in practice? It might mean taking a class or workshop outside of your comfort zone, or volunteering for a new project at work. Maybe it means traveling to a new place or trying a new activity with friends. Whatever it is, remember that taking risks and stepping outside our comfort zones is where the real growth happens. One of the most beautiful things about developing self-trust is that it's a continuous process. The more we learn and grow from our experiences, the more our self-trust expands. It's like building a muscle: the more we use it, the stronger it gets. As we face challenges and overcome obstacles, we start to see ourselves in a new light. We realize that we're capable of handling more than we thought possible, and that we can adapt to changing circumstances. This increased sense of self-trust gives us greater resilience, allowing us to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. But it's not just about bouncing back, it's also about being able to pivot and adjust our course when needed. When we trust ourselves, we're more open to new information, perspectives, and experiences. We become more adaptable and flexible, able to roll with the punches and navigate complex situations with ease. This is a game changer for anyone who wants to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. When we can trust ourselves to make decisions and take action, even in uncertain or unfamiliar territory, we open up new possibilities for growth and exploration. We become more confident in our ability to handle whatever comes next, and that freedom is incredibly empowering. As we continue to develop self-trust, we also start to see patterns and connections between seemingly unrelated things. We begin to understand how our experiences, relationships, and choices all fit together into a larger tapestry of meaning. This increased self-awareness allows us to make more intentional decisions and take deliberate action towards our goals. So what does this look like in practice? It might mean taking on new challenges at work or in your personal life, even if they scare you a little bit. Maybe it means trying a new hobby or activity that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Whatever it is, remember that the more you trust yourself, the more you'll be able to adapt and navigate the ups and downs of life with greater ease and confidence. And here's the beautiful thing: as we continue to grow and learn from our experiences, our self-trust expands exponentially. We become stronger, wiser, and more resilient, able to handle whatever comes next with poise and confidence. It's a journey that's unique to each of us, but one that holds the potential for immense growth and transformation. One of the most profound benefits of trusting ourselves is that it allows us to tap into our intuition. When we have faith in our own abilities and judgment, we become more attuned to our inner wisdom. We start to trust our instincts and listen to that quiet voice within, guiding us towards decisions that feel authentic and right. This is a powerful thing because when we make decisions based on what feels true to us, rather than trying to conform to external expectations or pressures, we're more likely to be aligned with our values. We start to live in alignment with our deepest desires and passions, rather than trying to fit into someone else's idea of success. Think about it. How often have you made a decision others thought you should do, only to feel unfulfilled or restless afterwards? Maybe you pursued a career path that seemed prestigious, but didn't truly ignite your passion. Or maybe you stayed in a relationship that felt safe, but not satisfying. Whatever it was, I'm willing to bet that you eventually realized that you were living someone else's dream, rather than your own. But when we trust ourselves, we're more likely to tune into our intuition and make decisions that feel true to us. We start to listen to that inner voice, even if it means going against the status quo or challenging societal norms. And as we do this, we begin to live a life that's more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. This isn't always easy because trusting ourselves requires vulnerability, self-awareness, and a willingness to take risks. But when we do, we open up new possibilities for growth, creativity, and exploration. We start to see the world in a new light, as a place of endless possibility and promise. So what does this look like in practice? It might mean taking a leap of faith and pursuing a career path that feels more aligned with your values and passions. Maybe it means ending a relationship or letting go of a toxic dynamic that's been holding you back. Whatever it is, remember that trusting yourself requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to take the unknown by the horns. And as you do this, remember that your intuition will guide you every step of the way. Trust that inner voice within it knows exactly what you need to hear in order to live a life that's true to who you are. When we have a strong sense of self-belief, we start to see our potential in a whole new light. We begin to believe that we can achieve anything we set our minds to, as long as we're willing to put in the effort and dedication required. And as this confidence grows within us, it inspires us to set ambitious goals for ourselves. We start to dream big, imagining all the incredible things we could accomplish if only we had the courage to pursue them. We see ourselves achieving greatness, making a meaningful impact on the world, and living a life that's truly fulfilling. And as we let these visions take shape in our minds, we begin to feel an overwhelming sense of excitement and purpose. But with this newfound ambition comes a sense of determination. We realize that setting big goals isn't just about having grand ideas, it's also about putting in the hard work required to make them a reality. We start to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, rather than roadblocks that stand in our way. And we become more resilient and more committed to achieving our dreams. This is when the magic happens. As we set ambitious goals and pursue them with determination, we start to tap into a deep well of inner motivation. We discover a drive within ourselves that propels us forward, even when faced with challenges or setbacks. And as this momentum builds, we find ourselves becoming more confident, more capable, and more effective in achieving our objectives. So what does this look like in practice? It might mean setting big goals for your career, like starting your own business or landing a promotion at work. Maybe it means pursuing a new hobby or activity that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Whatever it is, remember that having a strong sense of self-belief gives you the courage to dream big and pursue those dreams with determination. As you set ambitious goals for yourself, find that this process is not just about achieving external success, it's also about developing the inner strength and resilience required to overcome obstacles. It's about learning to trust yourself, to believe in your abilities, and to stay committed to your vision even when faced with uncertainty or adversity. So don't be afraid to dream big, to aim high, and to pursue your passions with all your heart. Remember that you have the power to create the life you want, and that a strong sense of self-belief is the key to unlocking your full potential. When we have faith in ourselves and our abilities, we open up a world of possibilities that were previously unimaginable. We start to see the boundaries that once held us back as mere suggestions rather than hard realities. And as we step outside those constraints, we begin to experience a sense of freedom and empowerment that's both exhilarating and liberating. This is when the magic happens, when we're able to unlock our full potential and achieve success on our own terms. We start to see ourselves as capable, competent, and confident individuals who are worthy of achieving great things. And as the self-assurance grows within us, it inspires others to believe in us too. We become magnets for opportunities, drawing people and experiences into our lives that help us grow and thrive. We start to make decisions that align with our values and passions, rather than trying to fit into someone else's mold. And as we do this, we begin to build a life that's truly authentic and meaningful, one that reflects who we are at our core. But here's the thing, achieving success on our own terms isn't just about external validation or recognition. It's about living a life that's true to who we are, with all our quirks and imperfections intact. It's about embracing our uniqueness and celebrating our differences. And it's about creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that comes from within. When we believe in ourselves, we're no longer held back by fear, self-doubt, or external expectations. We are free to be who we are without apology or pretension. And as we live this way, we start to experience a sense of joy, contentment, and fulfillment that's hard to find anywhere else. So as you continue on your journey, remember that believing in yourself is the key to unlocking your full potential. It's the spark that sets the fire of possibility ablaze, illuminating a path forward that's filled with promise and possibility. And when you finally arrive at your destination, whether that's a place of great success or simply a sense of inner peace, remember that it was always within you all along. You just had to believe. Thanks for watching! If you want to see more of this content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. Peace out, gamers!